Hello, everyone on YouTube. Visa Trade here. Today I'm going to show you what I did for my bathtub drain when it sort of broke off the pipe on my RV. So this was my temporary solution until I found one. At least I could take a shower because I need to take a shower, right? Just hot glued 2-liter bottle and I just folded the sides over, used a lighter to bend it, and more or less right below it's the tube. So there you go, little funnel. And ordered this of AliExpress, and I'm hoping it's the right size, right? So I'm hoping this is the right way to do it, but I'm not sure. It includes 2 gaskets, and these are for trailers. You won't need them for house install. At least you shouldn't use them for house install. You're gonna piss off a plumber. Anyway, so stick that little guy in the hole. Gonna go outside to the basement. This is what, fifth wheel, they call it basement. And this is where that pipe comes out. So let me get in there. And as a side note, I think there's some sort of grease or something I'm supposed to put on it, but I don't have it, and I don't know. A drain that partially works is better than no drain at all for me. Another side note, burning peppermint oil, misting in the basement will help get rid of spiders and bugs and shit. And I didn't show the removal of it, but it wasn't easy, that's for sure. But that's the old one. I don't even think I can get that nut off of there, to be honest. But yeah, so I thought it might just be like a household one. And I started messing around with the top of it, and it just all like crumbled away. Not good. But that's when I learned I had the nut on it. And all right, let's see if I can do this on camera properly. It's not exactly the nut. Okay, so this thing, I'm pretty sure I can unscrew it a little bit. That goes. Up in there. Oh boy, I can't really get 2 hands in it without crawling in here and getting on my back. Oh, man, it would help to have another person on top of this thing. Alright, so now easy. Got it. I might be able to glue it with like hot glue on the top. Hot glue is great because, as long as you don't put too much on, it doesn't really affect much and tends to hold up. And if it becomes loose, you just rip all the hot glue off and do it again, right? Plus, you saw how easy that drain was to get out. Always make sure it's leaking towards the surface so you don't really intend on keeping. Yeah, anyway, so like, I think that thing cost me like $6 on AliExpress. It's just whatever. I don't know how much they are at Home Depot, but I'm kind of afraid to find out. And maybe this is what they look like when they first put in, but I don't think I've ever seen one that was first put in. But it's pretty cool, I think that plugs it up, and then you go like, Doesn't get much more simple than that. Pretty basic design. So I don't know if you ever worked with hot glue before. I'm hoping this is like a beginner kind of video, so maybe not. But hot glue is really malleable. Sometimes it's difficult as heck to get off, but worst comes to worst, just kind of use heat, figure out a way to get heat on it, and whatever's on there will just melt off. So no harm, no foul putting hot glue in. Right? But that edge does look kind of funky, and I do know where my sandpaper is. Get a hot glue right there. And I figured clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to get that done. Should probably be careful when using sandpaper on fiberglass. contrary to popular belief, you can go too deep. A little double entendre for you. As you can see, there's a little bit of fiberglass showing there. Not good. So hot glue is going to do that. That's why I usually put it on something I don't really care about. And it's easy to get off if you let it dry all the way. But if you try to remove it before that, you're usually going to have some remainders. You got to get goo gone or something. So the idea is I just want to put it in there so it doesn't rotate and it doesn't push up when it's in there. So I'm just going to put a little daub right there where my index is, and then probably another one right there. Seal it to the tub. I don't know if I can. If you ever get one of these body cams from AliExpress, don't take it apart. It's kind of a shit show. Still trying to figure out how to put it back together. Alright, so the glue's nice and hot, and like I said, put a dab right there. A dab right there. And a dab. So I'm usually at an angle, so I want to try to put it away from the angle. And push it down. Leave it for a little while. Hot glue stays hot surprisingly long. It never is hot enough when you know, long enough, hot enough. It's never hot enough, long enough when you need it to be. But when you don't need it to be, then, you know, right? So I get back under there and, you know, push it up, and hot glue's still wet. Fail, right? So I'm going to take a minute here. Hold it. All right, back at it. Let's see if I can get this thing in there. The dog's going nuts. You heard it clicking in the bathtub. Says that ain't normal. Oh, I think I just lost the hot glue. Son of a bitch. Maybe it wasn't cooled down all the way. I didn't put much on there either. Just go on, damn it. Yeah. That ain't gonna happen. Alright, hold on, I gotta re-hot glue it. It looks like it's sealed really good to the rubber. Fiberglass, I don't know so much about. Yeah, so that's interesting to know. Skin and rubber seems to hold on really good too. Pain in my butt. Now I gotta get it out of here. Well, maybe not. Yeah, that feels like it's gonna be on there. That's what I'm looking for, is the gasket not turning. Alright, let's see if I can. Alright, we're not messing around this time. There. While I was waiting, I was thinking about how good of an idea that is, because even this cheap AliExpress one, that's metal. So you had to heat that up with a butane torch or something if it won't come out. But I mean, in a year or so, dude, that friggin', you know, hot glue is going to be pretty much disintegrated. So, but yeah, that other one was a pain in the ass to get out. I don't know what the guy used on that one. All right, let's see if I hot glued it properly this time. I think that's the right angle for it. Here's the gasket. Let's see if I can do this blind. Sometimes I have better luck when I'm blind on this one. So I got it out was I was blind, so you know. see the angle on that damn thing. See if I can push the gasket up that way at least. Okay, where's those threads? There they are. And that's at least it. So the hardest part's probably threading it in, right? And I probably could get a wrench. I don't have one this size, but you know, some channel locks or something. But I'm just gonna do it by hand and hope it doesn't leak. All right, and then this pipe, it's kind of movable at least. And then this thing at the end screws around. Learned that the hard way. I thought it took the whole pipe off, so I'm almost screwing the crap out of it when it had the other one locked in. So there is a gap here, and I'm not sure if that's going to be all right. I don't know if you can see it. But it's definitely better than the funnel. Anyways, that's my DIY on installing a drain plug. Piece of junk. And you know, I realized what it is. The sink is actually connected. The sink drain is connected to the thing. And some idiot didn't put any fucking glue on that, so when I got up off the toilet, I'd pull this back, and so the sink drain like moved, and then because that thing was so old, it like cracked like the whole bottom of that fucking nightmare shit show. But yeah, got it working now. Solid drain. I think I'm gonna give my dog a bath. See if I got any leaks. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope this helped in some way. I hope you have a great day.